Okay, just a warning here that I'm gonna probably be all over the place because have so many things coming into my head, and Stella's snoring, and some spring popped on my chair last night, and I keep trying to put it back, but I can't get it to stay. It's a whole thing, but anyways, it's making some really creepy noises. So if you hear a bunch of noises, it's a chair or Stella. So if that's distracting, because I'm going to be all over the place. It's going to be hard enough probably to keep up. But so I had some weird kind of epiphanies this morning, and it was kind of tripping me out. And then it always starts being more things that keep adding to the clay, so that it's like, I got to go talk about this. My head's getting full, and then on my head I get tired. But when I was this morning, my neck and my back had just been killing me. And I don't know, it was in the very beginning is how I ended up on so many meds because I have scoliosis. I've talked about this a bunch of times, but I have a bad S curve, and but it twists, it goes out, and then when it comes back, it's all in my neck. So all my neck is all jacked up, and it used to give me horrible migraines and horrible spasms. And so, they kept putting me on medicine, and then they need another pill because that pill causes this problem. So you just have pill after pill after pill. And I was in horrible pain all the time. And it was all around the same time too, when I got that QHHT, when I had my dark night, when I had my awakening. All of that stuff is kind of in this, I would say probably 2-year kind of window. But, and I had gone off all of the pills, I was like, I found out I had colitis, and it was from the pills. And I had already been so sick leading up to it. I was just waiting for him to tell me what the hell was wrong with me. I was trying to figure it out myself. I was going to pharmacists with all my drugs and asking him like, is there some problem here? Like, are these having a bad interaction? And he said, yeah. And I went and told him. And anyways, that was, my lessons to learn. Western medicine wasn't there for me. It was there for the person making money off of me. And, but I had been so sick for so long. And so it was in that time too, when I went off all the meds and I was really focused on my health, and I was doing like smoothies and juicer, doing juicing and stuff. I was just really focused on trying to get healthy, and I was weaning myself all these meds. I didn't tell the doctor or anything. I just did it myself. And when the other doctor was calling saying I need to come in and discuss treatment for this, I was like, fuck them. The medical is not doing it, and they're not doing it for me. So then it was in that time that I got that QHHT, and I saw where I was going to get hung. I was on a horse, and there was somebody behind me on a horse, and I knew I was about to be hung. I didn't watch the whole scene. I just knew I was about to be hung. But the thing is, I didn't care about the getting hung as much as I did of why I was getting hung was somebody had fucked me over. And so I had come into this life never trusting people. Always like, everything's a conspiracy. But that is, my tongue's still doing it. But that is how that life was. And it made so much sense why my neck was so jacked up, and I was carrying this pain of whoever it was that had fucked me over. But in different lives, you'd go back and forth. So it's not like, that person fucked me over now. Throughout this life, I will find them. It's not like that. They could come in and play my grandma in this life. It is different. You're learning the experience. It has nothing to do with the soul. The soul is just the part playing so you can have the experience. You've got to get out of this getting so caught up. And so, but that really helped my neck, and my neck didn't bother me so much. But so, sorry, I got a cough. I'm in a total tickle. And so when I, lately, when I haven't, I got a drink, man, sometimes when I'm trying to talk about something, it's just like my throat gets attacked. Okay, I don't want to stop though. So I was, when I was sleeping the past few, I don't know. It seems like it's been like 2 weeks or something. My mattress has just gotten really uncomfortable. And I got one of those stupid Sleep Number beds because my ex won't. Probably the bed's too fucking old. I mean, the relationship in it was brand new. It just got it. We hadn't even paid for it. So whatever, it's 5 years old. You'd think a mattress should be able to last longer than 5 fucking years, right? Maybe it's 6 years, but I'm pretty sure it's like 5 or 5.5 years. But anyways, I just keep changing the number. There's got to be some comfort here. And then my pillow, like something's not matching. And I keep trying different things, but something's not matching. It's jacking my neck up and it's just making me be in horrible pain. And so, and if you are older and you are not getting up and stretching and doing yoga, I'm telling you, you've got to start doing it. No matter if you can barely stretch the tiniest bit, just keep doing it every day. Because I stretch all the time. And maybe mine are more like, like if you drink water all the time, you really notice if you're not drinking some. You'll start feeling like you're just drying up like a prune. And it could be that with the stretches. Like my muscles are so used to it, but when I get up in the morning and I'll do my same stretches, it is so tight. It's so much tighter. So, I would say anybody who's older, you will find so much more movement if you start doing stretches, and it will help build your muscle up because you lose all your muscles atrophy. Most people don't keep doing weights, and I'm going to spit. I know I'm going to spit. My tongue is just whacked out. So if I spit, well, hopefully you can handle it. But, I do little 5-pound weights, and I always put it in my head that they're like, oh, it's so heavy, and my muscles will tense to that. And I think you could do that like with soup cans. Just put it in your mind, oh, it's so heavy, and your muscles will react that it's heavy, and you will build muscle. But you gotta, just keep working on building it and then stretching it out, because it keeps you more limber and able to move. That's what happens. And people start thinking, oh, I'm old, because their body feels old. But, do a little upkeep and your body will feel a little better. But so anyways, I'm getting to this whole thing about, so I'm getting up, I'm having all this pain and stuff. And I was talking to my friend about something, and there was some stuff I said, and I don't know that I've said it before. I mean, I have a brain injury because said it last week. I don't know. But anyways, when I said it, it clicked something else into my head. And so then I started exercising and or doing my stretches. And so then I asked this question, and then the answer I was just like, what? I did not see that answer coming at all. But it went with what I was already talking about to this person. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so trippy. And then someone else said something, and that was going with what was going in my head. And so anyways, it just kept going and going. And I was like, I gotta go talk about this stuff. So when I was talking to my friend this morning, I was talking about, I was, kind of like, remember when I said this, remember when I said that, and how things are like coming together. Like I'm starting to understand things so much more because of not being so connected to the 3D, connecting to my soul. Then it is so much. I wish I could get people to understand how simple it is, because it is just where you're focused. It's just where you're putting your attention. And people are so caught in the 3D that they're forgetting about themselves. And this panic and drama draws you in. So the more you detach and the more you focus on you, the more you will open up to yourself. So when I was telling her, like, remember this, remember that, remember when I said this? And I was realizing that I have never been fully connected to the 3D. That's why I have a simpler time. I've always been kind of between two worlds, and I didn't realize, like, all of the different things that I thought were something. Now I've put them together into this, like, oh, that makes so much sense. No wonder this, no wonder that. And so, like some of the no wonders, like when I was a kid, and I've talked about this before, and that's how I know, like, this soul connection is real, because I know stuff all the way back to when I was a kid. But I didn't know it at the time. Like I've said, everything started coming together so much more in 2020 for my soul's understanding. Like there was still pieces missing, and then things that just keep coming together. And like I said, now it's like the picture is getting color. So things are just making so much more sense to me all the time. And so, and I got all that thought again. It's been raining nonstop. And yesterday when I went to the store, the water was already up to the road, crossing the road. I'm sure they're just flooding us again. The poor people down in the farm communities where the valleys, they just get fucked. And of course, it's the farmers, it's the agriculture, right? Because they got attacked. Oh, and I also heard that Putin, he is going after certain bad guy buildings. And so they're getting mad and they are attacking citizens and saying that it's him. So see all of this drama that goes on there. And you just got to remember, those souls picked this experience. This experience was available. Those souls said, hey, I want in on that one, because they know that they're just playing a part. This isn't real. When you're in a soul, you come in and the experience becomes real. But it's not real. I'm gonna keep on. Sorry, I can't. I really swear to God, I feel like I can't swallow. So, anyways, when I was, a kid, and I would go in my room and I would be doing something. We'd get sent to our room all the time. My mom was a teenager. She couldn't handle us. She had 4 kids. They're real cute little baby dolls, but then they grow up and they, become, little monsters. And so we spent most of if we weren't outside, unfindable with our friends, we were ever around the house, it was always in your bedroom, because you were always in trouble for something. You were always waiting for dad to come home and spank you. That was like the daily thing if you were in the house. So when I would be in my room, which was a lot of times, I would feel like I was turning into other people. It was really weird. Like I would think I was turning into Jerry Lewis all the time. And it was weird. And I couldn't understand it. I would be like, why do I feel like I'm Jerry Lewis? Maybe I'm just connected to Jerry Lewis. Maybe I'm Jerry Lewis. I don't know. Like, it was really weird. I used to wonder about it. It really stood out to me. But I was a kid, and you're a kid and you're just like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo. I don't know. And you just go on with your life, And then at school, like I've said before, I would be in class, and the class would suddenly be over and I would have no idea what happened. And back then it was a lot of teachers just standing there just blah, 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 blah. And I think it would put me into some sort of meditation with them talking. But I would just leave the planet. I just wasn't in class. And then the bell would ring or whatever, and I'd get sucked back in, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, where am I? And I don't even know what the hell's going on. And my grades started going way down. But, I had a lot on my mind because I was being raised, my dad was, coming after me all the time, and he was drunk all the time. And, he would try and be seducing me. Like, dude, God, I feel bad. Well, his soul was trying to teach me something. I've said before, he's come now, and, he's more healed from that. Like, I know that wasn't our only relationship that I have with his soul, is him perving on me, which, I was a fighter. I've said that before. And I'm not talking about to shame anybody else. I just believe you got to fight, just like that one guy when he tried to, get me. I just took my fingernails and just ripped his skin off. I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm a hellcat, I guess. But so, then, so when I was, let me think back to where I was, because I was thinking about when I was a kid and I was turning into this other person. And then, and it felt like I was having a telepathy even then, Now I've seen evidence of it. Now it's totally tripped me out. I've totally seen the evidence. It's like, what? That is so crazy. But so when I would be in class, and then when I've talked about it, I've said, that I had this gift of being able to be in 2 places at once. And it's just like your consciousness can go somewhere else while your body is sitting there, is how I take it. Other people can take it however they want. But I was going to other places. I don't know what people think daydreaming, you get labeled, you're a daydreamer. Like I said before, because I was never thinking about things. I was always going by my gut. I can't remember. That was a bad label. Oh, that was so bad back then. Oh my gosh, people thought I was just, I would get called so many things. And it's so funny then as you get older, then it's like, oh, if you do that, you're a bully. It's like, Jesus Christ, most of us were bullied our whole lives when we were younger. Well, even in my 20s and 30s, if I talked about stuff, I'd be laughed at. People wouldn't talk to me. People call me crazy all the time to my face. Nobody want to listen to you. And it's because they're also stuck in the 3D. But so now I've seen some more stuff. So there was, all of these different things, like where I've come out of my body and when I've changed size in a room and stuff like that. When I've all of a sudden been above me watching myself walk. All of these different kinds of things. And in my dreams start changing. Even this person, like their parent is dead now. When they came in my dream, they were, but I didn't know who they were. But, I investigated who the hell is this person in my dream? And then I saw, I was like, oh my gosh, I think this person is, that was their parent, is playing a guide in their life now. I mean, it's continued in their life, but as a guide, they still have a significant role in this person's life. But, which most, when people die, they're still very connected. People think like, oh, they died, they're gone. No, they're right there. They can watch you go pee now. So, but they don't care. They don't care if you're peeing or whatever you're doing. I'm telling you, all the time when I'm in the bathroom and I'll be like brushing my teeth and stuff, I feel like I start seeing things out of the shadow of my eye, like out of the corner of my eye, which I don't have very much, my peripheral is more limited now, and I can see them. Like they're just hovering around, looking around. It's like, oh, I don't know. It's weird. It's maybe because you go into a relaxed state when you start doing that stuff. And then that draws them in, like, what is she doing? Why is she feeling that way? Because it's all energy. They're not, they're not drawn in because you're peeing or taking a shower. They're drawn in by the energy. So, anyways, when, and then I started noticing in my dreams, and I kept telling my friend, like, it's like, I don't feel like I have a top of my head anymore. I feel like I'm just open and all of these different things. But, I kept noticing this transformation of just an awareness of these certain things that I hadn't noticed before. And because when you're focused on the 3D, you're not noticing this other stuff. You're focused on what's going on here, but there's a purpose, and it's for healing. And I keep trying to tell you. So when I just realized, like, I've never fully been in this world. I've always been in two places. Like I've gone back and forth, and that's how I became, such an oddball to people, because people didn't understand it. They're very much in this, but I've had a hard time staying in this. I have a very hard time staying in this, and that's why I'm always talking about stuff from a different perspective, because I see things differently, because I'm not in it like some people. And so this morning, when I was doing these exercise, I was doing my stretches and stuff. And my one friend that I was talking to, she is, she's very good with her healing, using her mind to heal things. And she can do it real quick. And so whenever I'm bitching and moaning about like, oh my God, this hurts, that hurts, she's like, well, you got to work on healing yourself. So, I'm sitting there doing my stretches, whining, like, why do I have to have all this pain? What is all this pain? Help me, like what am I doing wrong? Show me what I'm doing wrong. And then I heard it so loud and clear. You have the pain to keep you connected to this 3-dimensional reality, to this pain body, because pain keeps you focused on this avatar. And I was like, oh my God, that just all of a sudden when it clicked in, it made so much sense. Like I don't have to focus on the pain. Nobody has to focus on the pain, but they're pain sensitive. There's nerves. It's just like emotions, and it's all in this mastery of it. But when they told me that, then it just, all of a sudden, it just all clicked. All of that stuff that I was talking about, all of a sudden, all went in, to the whole thing. Like, I really was having this communication with this person. I really am here for this purpose. And I am in between two worlds. And I am here as a path shower to help people leave this three-dimensional like trap and work themselves up into this place where I spend time in this like other plane of existence. And I just, all of a sudden, everything just came together. And that is the cool thing too, is when you connect to yourself, you'll start understanding your purpose. You'll start understanding why you're here, what you are here to learn. You start seeing past lives. You start seeing soul connections. You start, it just takes you into a whole new state of being. And I know I'm here to show that way. And even if I talk about it in weird ways, I know that people go in and they hear some of this stuff, and it's just planting seeds. Your guides will do the rest. So you can listen to me. I mean, I think some people listen to me and go, okay, this lady's wackadoo, and, turn the thing. Well, okay, good. Then, don't listen to something that's pissing you off. And so, but the people who do, it's because their soul is like, wants to hear it, because it does. It opens up their memories, their inner knowing. You're drawn to where you vibrate. And that is to open up your inner memories, to give you the connection so you can follow your purpose, so you can understand why you're here. Who are you meant to be connected with? And also, somebody was talking about, somebody had come into their life and they were like, I don't know if I should pursue this, it could be complicated or whatever. And this is the thing. I think that so many, it's kind of been trained in our brain that, you start having a relationship with somebody. Right away, it means, you're going to have sex. You got to start thinking about marriage and everything like that. We got to stop thinking about that. We just got to think about the relationship, the here and now. What am I here? This person has come into my life for a reason. And, we're here to teach each other. And we're here to learn from experiences that we will have together. So when you are, like, should I not, or whatever, then just think about, like, you don't have to go like, okay, right away, I got to take this to the next level. I got to do that. You don't even have to have sex for a long time. You don't have to even kiss for a long time. Spend time getting to know the person. Go out and do things, have experiences, see where, how you blend as people. You go out and learn about each other and have experiences, and then you decide. I think they've just trained us through their indoctrination for people to feel like, oh, you're not gonna hurry. But what I keep talking about is, for my experiences, I think my hair's sticking out weird. For my experiences, when I rushed into a relationship, which was a lot, that it was for me to learn. And most of my lessons were to learn to, love myself, value myself, set boundaries for myself. That started from the very beginning of my life. So I understand why certain people were there and why I was learning the lessons from them. They were the lessons I needed to learn. So I don't, bad guy these people. I put myself through that stuff by not giving myself enough value. Because as soon as you prioritize yourself and say, hey, I have more value than this, I don't need somebody to talk down to me or yell at me or whatever your situation is. Because you valuing yourself is what changes things. And so I had to learn those lessons. Everybody's got different lessons. Everybody's got different reasons why people come into their lives. But don't put all these limitations on yourself, and allow things to open up, allow things to unfold, because we're always trying to hurry and unpack the bag. Just allow things to unfold. Everything doesn't have to be immediate. You know, what they've trained us into thinking like if we don't have results right now, and that's not how you want to live your life. And you want to get in the flow of things. We don't have control. Everything is fate and destiny. Everything is already contracted. You're on a script. Everything is going to happen the way it's going to happen. It was always going to happen that way. It is in your own head where you think you have control and you can control, and you will set up limitations for yourself and all that. And it's your soul watching you realize that and stop doing it. And in learning about what your soul's learning about your soul the whole time, and learning through experience. And so the more you can just relax into the experience, and you know, it's like going, like I talked about before, it's like fighting the current or just relaxing and staying afloat. You know, there's so many water metaphors because it's so true. The water represent everything is micro, macro, and everything in nature represents everything else because everything is connected. It's all the same thing. You know, this really is just color and movement. We have it. It's trippy too because it is like a soul consciousness gets birthed into a reality, into a vibration, and it has to be like in this spacesuit thing. But even this spacesuit is an illusion. It's, you know, it's all just atoms. You can't even see atoms. Like it's all water. Like just it's just like being in the experience, like what we're doing, being in the 3D experience is like being a hologram. Like your soul is outside of where you are. The hologram has feelings and sensors that's sending information back up to your soul. Your soul, a lot of souls. You got a lot of souls watching you all the time. I've said that. But they are just observing. And they're there talking to you and, you know, trying to help you and, you know, sitting next to you while you work things out in your head, you know. So, but just be open to all different kinds of relationships, you know. And, you know, even guys, I think girls are more open if they feel close to somebody to get close to them. Guys are a lot more like, they let their like machismo, ego, or whatever get between them of being able to get like intimately close. It doesn't mean you have to be sexual, but you can get close to people of all genders and all identities. It doesn't mean you have to just jump in bed with somebody, you know. Let that happen naturally. Everything in this world has been so forced. We all want this, you know, movie kind of, you know, the movie sex. I mean, everybody knows like sex isn't like how in the movies. I mean, they're getting the perfect shot. The girl's hair's never stuck under her, you know, everything is always going smooth, just the right amount of sweat. You know, it's no weird noises. And so, you know, everybody is like, you know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. No, they're just fucking with our heads. So, I just believe that everything is about your healing, and every relationship is going to bring you lessons to lead you on that trail to help you heal. And we don't have to complicate everything by thinking we have to have sex with everybody. We can just, you know, get to know people and understand people, you know, and know when it's right to have sex. I mean, be open to having sex, but we've let sex run our relationships for way too long. And it's time for us to start taking command of that part of ourselves, you know, that emotional, sexual energy, you know, of not just letting it guide you, like where they used to be like, guys are just follow their dick or whatever, to get more into your heart. You know, it's kind of like move from the sacral to the heart, move from the head to the heart. It's all in the heart. Everything is right here where we need to be guided. And you will start feeling like you're in two worlds. The more you detach from this three-dimensional trap, and the more you focus on your heart space and your soul, the more you will find yourself out in other places. You'll learn so much more about yourself. And so anyways, I just, you know, all of those things this morning when they were all kind of going together, you know, about relationships, about you know, the connection to our heart. And they're really giving me that a lot lately, about this connection to self through the heart. And, you know, just try and think about that. It is about this kundalini and stuff, but in going to the crown, that is when you are, you know, you've moved into this other space. That is the moving from, but it's not in your head, see? So you do have to, you know, be in the heart first. And then it will happen. Like I said, when I think it was to me, is all of a sudden I felt like I didn't have the top of my head anymore. Just felt totally open, like to the whole universe. So, and I don't know. I don't know if it was open before that, if that, you know, I have no idea. But I'm just saying that the more you try and stay in your heart space and live from your heart, live from your soul, think about your soul and don't think about all of the bullshit. And when things happen or people hurt you or whatever, just keep on being like, okay, this was supposed to happen. I'm supposed to learn something from this. So what am I supposed to be learning? You know, go into it like that. And I'm telling you, you will just start seeing things shift. Your whole perspective, your whole life, the way you feel, and everything, when you start living from that kind of space. And just stop having all of these rules and boundaries and expectations that they've put on us control us, you know. You can be best friends with somebody of the other sex. They have such a push right now to, you know, for women, this anti-man, you know, oh, toxic masculinity, the fuck the patriarchy, all that stuff. You know, that's all a campaign to keep men and women divided. And look at all the women, you know, they don't have to look at themselves to heal themselves. They can just go, oh, it's just another toxic guy, just another toxic guy. You know, I mean, that is holding you back. Stop thinking about that, you know, because women are just as toxic to men. You know, you're there to learn. So don't lump it all together in labels and stuff. It's just another toxic man. No, go in and see, like, what am I supposed to be learning here? And I'm telling you, it usually always goes back to, like, there's no way I would have done that if I would have loved myself. And it's all about learning to love yourself. And, you know, don't get stuck in judgment of yourself. Remember, when you are having introspection, that's your growth right there. You were learning. So fucking celebrate it. Don't beat yourself up and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm so stupid. I'm such a dumbass. I can't believe I would do that. I'm disgusted by myself and stuff. Don't get stuck in that. Look at, you know, go into it as deep as you can to, you know, it's like clean out the wound so that it can actually heal. Because, you know, like in a body, if you don't go out and clean out all of the infection and stuff and it heals, it can just become infected and fester. So go in, clean out the wound, you know, and get down to the dirty and then let it go. And then love yourself for doing it, you know, because you just healed something. So anyways, we got to get more into being proud of ourselves and appreciating everybody around us and being willing to be vulnerable and learn from each other and enjoy time together. Because that's what we're moving into, you know, and then, you know, decide where you want to take things and, you know, just be true to your heart, be true to yourself. And everything changes in your life. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.